Scorpio, December is all about staying the course. It's all about maintenance and it's all about stabilizing what you already have. But the good news is that you're going to definitely get some help, and this help is going to be completely invaluable. You're going to want to carve some alone time for yourself this month because there's a lot to think about, particularly about your next moves. But in the meantime, there's a lot to celebrate and be joyful about because things are finally stabilizing. Want to know more? Keep watching and I'll explain all about it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mel of Divine Feminine Works, and I am here to help you uncover your divinity and discover your magic. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, spirituality, and manifestation. So if those are the things you like, if those are the things you love, if those are the things you want to learn more about, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell, so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. And speaking of content, head over to Instagram and follow me over there at Divine Feminine Works. Every day I've got a ton of tarot, manifestation, astrology content that will really help you out. So follow me over there so you don't miss out on any of that good stuff. All right, so this is going to be the Astro Forecast and Taroscope for the month of December 2021. I don't know about you, but I'm still kind of blown that it is December of 2021. I felt like 2021 sounded so futuristic, it sounds so far away, and now we are at the tail end of it, and can't say I'm mad about that. I mean, I'm ready to move on, hopefully to bigger and better things, and I believe that 2022 is going to give us just that. But before I get ahead of myself, it's time to talk about the here and now, and as always, you know the deal, we start with the year. So the theme of this month, if we had to sum up December in one sort of short, concise sentence, it would be when one door closes, another opens. That's sort of how this month is playing out, because we begin the month right in the thick of eclipse season. So 2 weeks ago, we had a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. And then right at the beginning of December, we have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. So eclipses are the universe's way of sort of cleaning things up in our lives and in society in general. So eclipses either take things out of our lives or put things in. It's the universe's way of setting order. And so when we have this kind of energy, it's sort of like you not only have to roll with the punches, but you have to be open to receiving and letting go of what you want on the one hand and what no longer serves you on the other. And that's pretty much how this month is going to go. Again, the highlight of this month is the new moon solar eclipse. But another way to think about this month, or another way to look at this month, is that there's a lot of movement this month, a lot of energy shifts. So we have 4 planets that are actually changing signs. We've got 2 planets that are changing directions, and we have an eclipse. So if you find that at the end of the month, if you're sort of assessing how December was for you, and you feel like December sort of had you feeling unsettled, a little bit unstable, that's because things are shifting and moving around. And that energy actually started last month in November with the eclipse, okay? So it's, like I said before, it's really about rolling with the punches and sort of letting things, let the chips fly, let things sort of move as they need to, and then sort of assess and get a lay of the land, all right? So let's go through the month chronologically and see what we've got. So we open up the month with the planet Neptune going direct in its home sign of Pisces. So Neptune was retrograde from June 25th of this year, and now it is turning direct. And we all know that when a planet goes retrograde, it's like you sort of take the energy and the characteristics of that planet and you direct it inward. So instead of things being directed outward in your life, you're taking a hard look at yourself, you're reflecting, you're remembering, you're doing all of that with respect to that particular planet's energy. So Neptune is all about fantasy. It's all about illusion. It's about love. It's about dreams, those kind of things. And so when Neptune went retrograde back in June, all of that stuff kind of went out the window. Neptune retrograde allows you to see the realness, the harshness and the ugliness of life. And trust and believe, I think we can all agree that we've really been seeing that. Definitely over the last couple of years, but specifically as Neptune has been retrograde, we've been seeing things for what they really are. The rose-colored glasses come off and we see life as it is. But now that Neptune is going direct, now we're going to be able to take what we've learned while Neptune was retrograde and apply that to life and be optimistic. Regardless of what we've seen, the harshness and ugliness of life, I feel like now we're able to move forward and we can dream again. We can have high hopes. We can be optimistic despite the reality of, life. But you sort of take that, it's like you take the things that you've learned while Neptune was retrograde and you apply it to, your life going forward, but you're more optimistic, you're more hopeful. All right. So that's really how Neptune direct is going to affect us. And it all depends on where that falls in your chart. Neptune is in its home sign of Pisces. So its energy is extra potent. It's great for creative endeavors. It's great for us to recognize and appreciate humanity on a collective level. It's about being selfless, compassionate, empathic. So all of these things are going to we're going to be able to feel those things again. Okay. So that's how we start out the month. And then the star of the month is, like I said, the new moon solar eclipse happening in the sign of Sagittarius, and that's going down on Saturday, December 4th. So new moons are all about new beginnings, and a new moon solar eclipse is a new beginning in a very big way. It's like a new moon on steroids. This particular solar eclipse, I should say, really is about like an ending and a beginning wrapped up in one. That's kind of why I said the theme for this month is when one door closes, another opens. On the one hand, not only is this the final eclipse in the Gemini Sagittarius cycle that we've kind of been going through for the last 18 months or so, it's also happening at the 12th degree. And the 12th degree is the Pisces degree. And as we know, Pisces is the final sign in the zodiac. So there's a certain element of finality with this particular eclipse. So like I said, something is going to end and something is going to begin sort of simultaneously. Although you're not going to feel it right in the moment. It's not like Saturday is going to get here and you're going to be like, okay, something ends, something begins, I'm done. This energy is fluid and it's definitely playing out over the next couple of months. So be prepared for things to sort of shift within that time frame. This new moon solar eclipse allows us to have a clean slate and a fresh start, and it eclipses things into our lives. So I don't know about you, but at the time of the full moon lunar eclipse last month, I experienced a lot of endings. People that I was close to, someone that I was very close to passed away. Things were very jarring, things were sort of being eclipsed out. Now at this new moon solar eclipse, you may notice that things are being eclipsed in, things are being added to your life. People may be coming in. You may be going to a new place, experiencing new things, especially being in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius likes to live large and in charge. It's all about adventure, broadening your horizons. So it's going to be this very expansive new beginning. There's also going to be an element of limitation and unexpected happenings with this new moon solar eclipse because we've got Uranus and Saturn in the mix. And I'm going to do a separate video on these eclipses generally and go more into the astrology of each particular eclipse. But just know that things may be a little difficult. Things, Saturn is an energy of limitation, of obstacles. It's also of endings also, and karma. So you may find that things are finally wrapping up in a particular area of your life, only for a new door to open and a new adventure, to embark upon. So that's sort of how this eclipse is playing out. All right. So moving right along, we have Mercury entering into Capricorn on December 13th. And Mercury in Capricorn is very serious. Our thoughts, our communications become serious, practical, down to earth. We become more focused and think more about work, being disciplined, perhaps overcoming obstacles. A lot of what we talk to people about and a lot of what we think about centers around work. It centers around serious matters. So that's how Mercury in Capricorn is going to play out. And again, that's going down on December 13th. That same day, December 13th, Mars is going to be moving into the sign of Sagittarius. Mars being a fire sign and moving into a fire sign makes Mars sort of extra happy. And this is really about, we become motivated by our desire to act according to our ideals and beliefs. Sagittarius, apart from just, ruling long distance travel, higher education, Sagittarius is all about expanding our minds, and it's also about faith, belief, and spirituality. And so now Mars being a very action-oriented planet, a planet that is concerned with initiation, we're going to want to move according to what we believe in and what we have faith in, and being very strong and convicted in those beliefs. Additionally, we'll want to start new adventures, blaze new trails, start new projects, initiate a whole bunch of things on a very grand scale, right? The only thing you'll have to keep in mind is that Mars in Sagittarius is like great for starting things, but not necessarily finishing. So you may have all of these projects that you start, you may have multiple projects, or you may have one big project. It's going to be very important for you to keep your level of motivation high, because in the beginning, you're going to be really fired up. You're going to be like, yes, I want to do this. Let's do it. Let's go for it. And then shortly thereafter, you're going to be like, whatever, or it goes by the wayside or anything like that. So that's definitely going to be something that you're going to be mindful of when Mars enters Sagittarius. All right, so moving right along, we have the full moon in Gemini going down on December 18th. And obviously, if you've watched any of my videos before, you already know that full moons illuminate. Full moons are either the culmination of a manifestation or they illuminate something that's been hidden. Gemini rules communication, it rules siblings, it rules extended family members, short distance travel, business, sort of your everyday busy body kind of energy is what Gemini is. And so with this, you're going to find that you'll probably either be really busy around this full moon, your communication with people is going to ramp up, you may be taking short distance trips, maybe you planned a short distance trip sometime prior and now you're finally going on it. You may find that something that you thought about back at the new moon in Gemini back in June now is coming to fruition. You may find that just your general environment is just busy. That's sort of how this full moon is going to play out. And again, that is on December 18th. Moving right along, the next day on December 19th, we have Venus going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So Venus in Capricorn is very serious as well. Just like I spoke about Mercury in Capricorn being serious, Venus is the same thing, but its energy is more focused on relationships, money, things that we value, aesthetics, beauty, comfort, luxury. All of those things become very serious, very tangible, and very down to earth. Venus in Capricorn is the energy that's going to get you to save money to buy a big ticket item. It's going to have you make a plan of action to redo your house, have a relationship. It's very practical, diligent, and down to earth. That's when Venus is direct in Capricorn. So now when Venus is retrograde in Capricorn, we take that energy and we direct it inward. So this really becomes what are the things that I value in my life? What is important to me? What are the criteria that I need to be in a relationship? Everything that Venus is about, we direct that inward. And being in Capricorn, we take a very practical, down-to-earth focus to it. Even creativity becomes very much more practical. How do I do things? How do I make money from what I create? What values are important to me in relationships with respect to assets? What's fair in my life? Am I being fair to myself? So that Venusian energy, everything Venus is going to be directed inward when Venus goes retrograde. And again, that's on December 19th. Moving right along, on December 21st, Capricorn season officially begins when the sun moves into Capricorn. So there's a lot of Capricorn energy this month. So if you feel like December is really sort of heavy, it's sort of not very exciting. I mean, the holidays are around, so there's that certain element to that. But maybe you think about the holidays in terms of how much money am I spending? How much overtime do I have to work in order to buy people presents? Those are the sort of Capricorn like thoughts that are characteristic of the sun in Capricorn. We become very disciplined. Work becomes a real thing. We focus on getting things done in a practical, down-to-earth sort of way. Our status in life becomes something that we become concerned about. Business, all of those sort of mundane, practical things are what are characteristic of Capricorn season. And again, that begins on December 21st when the sun moves into Capricorn. And then finally, we close out the month with Jupiter heading into its home sign of Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces is like love, an overdose of love. Jupiter is all about expansion and growth, right? And so Jupiter in Pisces is really about expanding our awareness of spirituality, compassion, and love, but love on a grander scale. It's not like how you love your parent, how you love your child, how you love your spouse or your significant other. It's how you love humanity. Your love grows and your love expands, right? You start to, Pisces is a very intuitive sign. It's a very sensitive sign and an empathic sign. So whenever there is a planet in Pisces, particularly Jupiter, we feel other people's emotions. We feel sensitive, compassionate, and empathic towards other people in a very big way, which is great because that helps us understand people and just spread love, right? But the thing with Pisces is that it can be a lot and it can be overwhelming. And so in feeling everything on a grand scale, you really may have the tendency to lose yourself. You start taking on other people's emotions, taking on other people's shit, and you get lost in the sauce essentially. And with Pisces, the symbol for Pisces being fish, you're sort of literally lost in the sauce, right? So with Jupiter in Pisces, what's going to be really important is for you to feel everything, right? But also take the time and extra room to feel for yourself. So you're going to have to close off to the world at times, rest, recharge, and get back to yourself, because there's going to be a tendency to lose yourself. There's going to be a tendency to really, like I said, get lost in the sauce. So that is December in a nutshell. If you want to know more about what December has to offer, you can either check out the horoscopes, which are on my website, link in the description box below, or you can get a personal horoscope that is designed specifically for you. Whether it's 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, you can figure out what December or any other month for that matter is going to look specifically for you. And if you want to order that link is in the description box as well. All right, so Scorpio, for you, December is all about maintaining the status quo. Along with your other fixed sign counterpart, namely Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo, you guys are all going to have to keep doing what you're doing and maintain what you have. That's because you guys have a lot of succeedant house energy this month. So by way of a quick astrology lesson, let me explain what that is. So the astrological wheel is broken down into 12 houses. The 12 houses are grouped into 3 separate groups, each group containing 4 houses. The first group is called the angular houses, and those are houses number 1, 4, 7, and 10. Those houses are all about initiation, taking action, and doing and starting something new. The second group of houses are called the succeedant houses, which are houses 2, 5, 8, and 11. And those are all about maintaining the status quo and holding on to what you have. Finally, the third group of houses are known as the cadent houses. And those are houses 3, 6, 9, and 12. The cadent houses are all about things breaking down, things ending, and shifts and changes in order to get you to think differently and take different moves as you start the cycle all over again. And so like I mentioned to you before, you guys have an emphasis on your succeedant houses this month, namely your second house, your third house, your fifth house, and your eighth house. So let's take a deep dive into these and see how the month is going to play out for you. All right, Scorpio. So to begin the month, we start out with an emphasis on your second house of money and material possessions, and that is because the sun is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius. Money and material possessions is exactly what it sounds like. Money and material possessions. But it's about holding on to those things. It's about stability with respect to those things. And so you have a great emphasis on this because we've got the sun in Sagittarius, new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, and Mars in Sagittarius. So there is a big emphasis on holding on to your assets and money and things of that nature. But the second house also covers values, like the things that we value in life that may not necessarily be materialistic. But in any event, that is where the focus is going to be at the beginning of the month when the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, with the new moon solar eclipse in your second house, there may be some sort of shakeup with respect to money, perhaps an unexpected bill or some sort of unforeseen money issue that's going to get you to really think about your money situation and think about it in terms of how to create and maintain stability when it comes to your money and your material possessions. All right, so moving right along, when the sun moves into the sign of Capricorn, it's going to light up your third house of communication and ideas. Now, the third house is not a succeedant house. So by the time the sun moves into Capricorn, the energy is sort of going to shift, and it's going to be about your siblings, extended family members, your neighborhood, your communications, and your thoughts, but sort of a winding down of those. Perhaps when it comes to those particular topics, maybe there are certain habits that you need to break. Maybe there are certain communications that you need to break with certain people. Maybe there are certain projects within your neighborhood or within your immediate vicinity that need to end or that are coming to a culmination. So Capricorn season is really going to be about endings and energy shifts in your immediate environment with your siblings, your neighbors, or extended family members. All right. And then we have an emphasis on your fifth house of self-expression, romance, and children. And that is because we've got Neptune going direct in Pisces and Jupiter entering Pisces. So when it comes to the fifth house, is the house of fun. It's the house of romance. It's the house of being creative and expressing yourself, of children, of entertainment and things of that nature. And so when you've got Jupiter and you've got Neptune direct in those houses, you're going to feel very romantic. You're going to feel like being especially expressive. Sorry, I was tongue-tied. Especially expressive and really being creative and tapping into your creativity. For some of you, this may be having to do with your children, but being more fun-loving and open to trying new things. Again, this is a succeedant house, so this is about stabilizing the energy. So it's going to be about maintaining a certain level of creativity and fun in your life at this time. This may not be the time to conceive children or start a creative endeavor. This is mostly working towards what you've already begun and what you've already established. All right. And then finally, we have an emphasis on your eighth house, which covers regeneration, sex, intimacy, shared resources, death, and rebirth. Again, this is also a succeedant house. So this is going to be about maintaining those things in your life. This is going to be highlighted at the full moon in Gemini happening on December 18th. So full moons either illuminate things that have been hidden or in the dark. They also signify the culmination of previous manifestations. So I want you to think back to June of this year at the Gemini new moon. What intentions did you set with respect to transformation, intimacy, or shared resources? Perhaps at that time you decided to apply for a loan. Maybe you were taking a relationship to a new intimate level. For some of you, this may have been a time of personal transformation where you decided to radically change something in your life. At this full moon in Gemini, that's when you're going to see the culmination of those manifestations set back in June. For others of you, it's going to illuminate issues with respect to loans, taxes, inheritances. This may also signify that things come to light with respect to bills and debt. For some of you, this may highlight the intimacy or lack thereof in a relationship. This is all about maintaining the status quo. This isn't a time to break up with somebody or apply for something new. It's really more about working at what you've already established. And that's really the theme of December. Just keep doing what you're doing. One step in front of the other. Don't allow yourself to get sidetracked, distracted, or disparaged. You really want to stay the course this month. All right. So That's pretty much how December is going to pan out for you, Scorpio. So now that we've gotten the astrology out of the way, let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you this month. All right, Scorpio. So you know the deal. We have 3 separate messages, one general, one love, and one career and money. So without further ado, let's get into it. And we start with the general message. Right. So what do we have for Scorpio for December 2021? All right. First card out, we have a leg up. And then we also have loyal hearts. Okay, this is nice. So a leg up talks about help. And with this being a 34, which reduces to a 7, it's like getting help with respect to your life purpose. Whatever you're supposed to be doing or whatever you want to do, know that you're going to be assisted. And you're going to be assisted by someone who's not going to leave your side. Like someone who's definitely going to see things through with you, and someone whose help is almost everlasting. So I get the sense that this is someone who's very close to you, who's going to be able to give you this assistance. And it's like they're always here for you. They've always been here for you, and they'll continue to be here for you in the future and help you on your path. All right, let's get some more cards out here. All right, we've got the Knight of Swords. So this is about ideas. I feel like this person is either, I'm getting 2 things. This person that's going to assist you, they're either going to give you the right ideas, or they're going to put you in contact with other people, or even communicate with other people on your behalf in order to help you. So just know that whatever help this person is providing to you, not only is it invaluable, but it's really going to help you in terms of staying the course. Because remember, you guys have a lot of that succeedant house energy this month. So it's all about maintaining the status quo and keep going. So you're going to have someone who's going to be by your side to help you keep going. Like they're going to either give you the right idea. Some of them are going to motivate you, literally. Others are going to communicate with other people on your behalf, or put you in contact with people who can really help you on your journey. So this is very like positive energy for you, Scorpio. All right, let's get one last card for this general message. Oops. We've got toil and labor. So this just means putting in the work. So regardless of the help that you have, you still have to put in the work yourself. Because after all, this is your purpose. This is your goal. This is your ambition. But you are going to have some serious assistance, which is definitely going to help you go farther. But you still got to put in the work. Still got to put in the work. And try not to think of it so much as a chore, particularly if it's something that you really want, if it's a really lofty ambition. Put in the work so that you can finally reach that destination. All right. So now let's get into the love message and see what we have here. This is love for Scorpio for December 2021. All right. We've got solitude. So for some of you, this is a season of singleness. For others of you, this is a time to just really go within. Don't lose yourself in a relationship at this time. You need to carve out enough time for you so that you have time to think and you have time to become enlightened to certain things. If you have someone around you who's very clingy or who has codependency issues, it may feel difficult in order to have solitude. And I feel like I'm saying that because that may be the overwhelming majority of you. Like that may be what's going on. You're either the clingy person or you are with someone who's very clingy, and you feel like, damn, like I just want some time to myself. I want to be able to just sit and think. Like for some of you, I'm hearing, yo, I'm even in the bathroom and this person is talking to me or calling me. Like I don't even have a minute alone to myself. This month is going to be very important for you to carve out some solitude time, some personal time where you can just think and be by yourself. All right. Let's get some more cards out here. Okay. Queen of Swords. She's thinking. There's a lot of thinking that you need to do, and you need to do it on your own. It's not to say that you need to break up with whoever you're with, but you definitely, it's like this is emphasizing that you really need to get some alone time, because there's something about your mental space that needs attention. For some of you, it's like you need to change the way that you think about things, and you can't do that if you're constantly like buddied up with somebody, if someone is constantly in your face. It's about time to be contemplative, to think about things, think of a master plan, think of ways that you can keep the status quo, and think of ways that you can continue on this journey that you're on. But you can't do that all hugged up on someone. You need some alone time. All right, let's get one last card for this love message. We've got official person. And to me, this signifies that this is who you want to be, right? But it's kind of hard to do that if you've got someone who may be dragging you or holding you down, right? Again, it's about thinking of a master plan to get you to this official person status, particularly as it pertains to like your stability in life, your money, your social status. How can you get there? What do you think you need to do in order to achieve this kind of status and be this kind of person? Take the time to be by yourself and really think about it. All right. Finally, let's move on to the career message and see what Spirit has in store for you for career. All right, Scorpio, we've got the ring. This signifies commitment. So again, this is giving me that status, maintaining the status quo energy. So wherever you're working, however you make money, wherever you work, whatever business you have, it is very secure. You're committed to it. It is committed to you, and it's not going anywhere. There's a certain level of permanency here that is denoted by the ring. So congratulations. Like when it comes to career and money, that is truly stable for you right now. Like you don't have any issues with respect to instability, or you don't know, like it's stable and it's committed. So that's dope. All right, let's get another card out here for career for Scorpio. All right. Six of Pentacles. You give what you get. This is reciprocal energy. The hard work that you put in is what guarantees this commitment. So you guys have been doing really well in terms of putting in energy, getting it back, putting in those hours, getting it back, investing in certain things and getting a return on them. Like you guys are in a very balanced space when it comes to your career and your money. So again, just keep doing what you're doing. All right, let's get one last card out here to close out this reading. Okay, we've got despair. Why do you feel like, you know what it is? I know what it is. You guys aren't used to this. You're not used to this stability, so you're second guessing it. It's almost like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And Spirit is like, what are you doing? Don't do that. It's stable. Stay in that mindset of it being stable. Stay in the mindset of your money keep flowing. Don't get into this headspace of everything's going so good. I know that it's gonna fall apart in any minute. No. As long as you keep doing what you're doing, the money is going to keep flowing. Your stability at work is going to, maintain itself. Everything's going to be good. So don't get into this headspace. Because if you get into this headspace, this is exactly what is going to happen. So stay positive because things are going positively. That's it. Real simple. Things are going positively. Continue to think positively and you'll be good. All right, so let's recap. So for the month of December, Scorpio, you've got some really good assistance coming your way. When it comes to whatever goal, ambition, or whatever journey you're on, you have someone who's really going to help you to maintain that status quo. As much as they're going to help you, just remember that you have to still put in the work as well. When it comes to relationships, it's time for you to dial it back a little bit and have some solitude, have some alone time so you can really think of a master plan and then become a master, okay? And finally, career is looking excellent. Don't second guess yourself. Don't psych yourself out. Stability, money, all of that good stuff, it's yours. So enjoy it. All right, my loves, that has been the Astro Forecast and Taroscope for the month of December 2021. I sincerely hope and affirm that you were able to get at least one important message from this reading. Speaking of readings, if you'd like to book a personal tarot reading with me or order a personalized astrology report, those links are in the description box below, so don't forget to check those out. And while you're checking things out, don't forget to hit up my website, sign up for my newsletter. I give a whole bunch of free content on a regular basis, so sign up everywhere you can so you never miss out. All right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.